I think what we've just touched on there as well takes us into the next thing I'd like to cover as well. It's we've mentioned as masters athletes we have other things, we have family lives, we have jobs outside of our training. So I just wanted to touch on how we manage the demands of weightlifting training. I know personally I like to do it first thing in the morning. I like to get up, think, right, okay, the hours between sort of like 6 a.m. and 8:30, my phone's going to be quiet. There's no one going to be ringing me. I know I can sort of comfortably go to the gym for that sort of time, get my training done, come away, and then face the rest of the day. I know you don't kind of have that option so much, do you? Because obviously you're running the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I my training is very sporadic, but again, a good coach analyzes the athlete's lifestyle prior to. Like I said, I'm a lifter who's been lifting since I was 14.
Yeah.
So learning the movements, I don't need to worry about. Finding the range of motion technique, I don't need to worry about. So for me, sporadic training is acceptable.
Okay.
I can kind of go in, I can run a couple of drills, I can lift the bar a bit, and I'm going to do okay.
Yes, yeah. So you don't have to worry too much about the sort of drilling the technique in.
Yeah, 100%.
You've got that dialed in already.
Yeah, so my training program would look different. I can do more weight. I have the time to come in and be like, well, I've only got 30 minutes. What are you going to do? I don't have to spend the time learning about the line and the technique, the drive. I can go and load a bar.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, then your time should be spent learning the basics, because your body doesn't understand stress.
No.
It doesn't understand this is work stress versus weight stress. If my life involves, I'm a 35, 36-year-old, my kid's 7 or 8, weighs about 25 kilos, wants to play wrestling, wants to go to football, wants to play rugby.
Yeah, wants to run around the park.
Yeah, wants to run around the park. You're training. You're not training the intensity to be the best athlete in the world, but you're training. And so you are getting the muscular stimulus that you are looking for out of your training. So when you get 30 minutes and you're like, I don't fucking have time, go grab a boom stick for 30 minutes. Run the drills for 30 minutes. Yeah. You will get the same result at the end.
I think it's like we said before, we are, as adults, naturally getting the strength training.
Yeah.
Just from everyday life.
Everyday life.
Picking up shopping bags, there's your deadlifts, bending down to pick something you've dropped, you're squatting down, that sort of thing. So you get in the strength side of it.
There is a, who was it? I had it earlier. There's a book that has that. Who wrote it? Masters for Weightlifting.
Rob Mitten?
Something like that, yeah. There's a Masters for Weightlifting.
Yeah, I think it's Mitten.
You read his book and the athletes that he's worked with and his training cycles.
Yeah, he actually interviews 10 athletes.
Exactly,
That's it, yeah.
They don't go to max lifts. They stay well away from any percentages that could cause injury. Why? Because if you're stiff and sore that you can't do your normal life, you will very quickly understand how much muscle you. It's one of those like, I didn't use my little toe. Go stub your little toe. Go hit it on something that you can't put your shoe on. You realize, well, I can't walk properly. I can't. Like, it feels insignificant, but it's super significant. Same kind of thing with training. I
think some of them guys only train like three
days a week. Yeah, 3 days a week. Because when you can't pick your kids up, when you can't do the movements, when you can't squat down, you all of a sudden realize how much work you do in a day. You realize, I can't pick that up, I can't pick this up. So when it comes to training times and cycles for a master's weightlifting, you've got to kind of look at your lifestyle and be like, okay, how many days a week do I need to train? Well, what's not going to make you stiff and sore? Whatever version it is. Technique, you lift a bit, whoever yours that. But you've got to assess that first. Before you decide what your program's going to be and what you're going to do, you assess that first and be like, all right, what does my lifestyle entail? Are my kids 18, 19? Well, I'm not going to... I don't go pick my son up from school and 18-year-old, you show me a parent who's Kid comes out of school at 18 years old and runs up and he's like, oh, Dad, give me a
Usually
hug.
the other way around.
Yeah, doesn't want to fucking see you.
Yeah.
But are you a parent that has a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old? Well, yeah, you must probably picking that kid up a lot. You must probably walking into town or whatever, and he's like, oh, my legs are sore, and you've got to put him on your shoulders, you've got to carry him through. That's 20 to 25 kilos that you're moving on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So you've got to analyze that first before you worry about what program you're going to do. And I think that's what makes programming for masters so hard. You've actually got to, the program never looks the same because someone like yourself, you are, like myself, we're hard laborers. We move a lot of tonnage in a day.
Yeah.
Our program would look very different to somebody who's like, well, I'm a banker. And I've got no kids. And, well, yeah, your program would look very different to mine. Yours is time constraints.
Yes.
Mine's weight constraints.
Yes.
And so I think that's the biggest thing with